Before the headlines, before the borders, there was a region built on vision. A land where bronze spoke history, where harvest meant unity, and tradition shaped identity. Leadership was earned. Order was sacred. Education was a foundation. Through conflict and sacrifice, the Eastern spirit endured. Today, the story continues. New voices, new perspectives. Sing resilient rhythm. Eastern Circle, our roots, our rhythm.
It's so exciting to welcome you to this beautiful edition of Eastern Circle, coming to you all the way from the southeastern state of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, UMUAHIA, the Abia state capital. On Eastern Circle, we bring to you beautiful stories from the southeastern Nigeria. Always very exciting, always very wonderful. My name is Bono Ike Squire. And someone says today is blue, and it's Pisoma Lewis. You are blue. I don't know. You know. Before we got in, you were like, "It's a blue Monday." Is it Monday blue? Or is it?
It's a blue day.
It's a blue day, and I say, "Let it not be a bloody day."
It won't be. It's a blue day because you can see we're looking dashing.
Yeah, we have familiar spirit.
Oh no!
It's called a familiar spirit.
No way.
Yeah, it's called familiar spirit. Do you actually think familiar spirit has to do with that devil zone? Familiar spirit in my own, it means that there's an understanding.
My understanding of familiar spirit as a child still remain the same. No matter how you want to change my idea of it, it's still negative.
Okay, still negative. Like you are your family, like you are your family members, they have familiar spirit. Is that not what familiar spirit is about?
No, that's not what it's about, please.
It's what who even initiated this thing about? Because it's not in the Bible. I don't know if there is a familiar spirit. Who started with this?
I don't really know.
So let's leave familiar spirit to what we know it should be. It should be, something that has some good connection, something that is family. Leave it there. Don't go there.
Seek my mom's permission first before doing that.
Okay, I like your hair.
Thank you very much. You look good, by the way.
Thank you.
Always. You're
Thank you. And how did they do the twisting? I should learn how to do some of this plaiting something.
It's expedient to learn, so I wouldn't have to pay a huge amount of money.
I'm telling you, I need to learn. I need to really, at least when I'm making your hair, you have to sit for a very long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Eastern Circle on this very special edition of Eastern Circle. Well, today we have a lovely conversation to have with you indeed. We have one all the way from Owerri, Imo State, and of course from UMUAHIA, Abia State. Beautiful southeastern state, and we have, of course, lovely stories. From Owerri, we have something beautiful happening in the tech system, the digital ecosystem. And of course, here in Abia, the markets here in Abia is taking a whole new look and shape. Well, we will go deeper into that story, but first we'll have to go on a very short break. And when we return, we'll know what's going on, so don't go anywhere.
Before the headlines, before the borders, there was a region built on vision. A land where bronze spoke history, where harvest meant unity, and tradition shaped identity. Leadership was earned. Order was sacred. Education was a foundation. Through conflict and sacrifice, the Eastern spirit endured. Today, the story continues. New voices, new perspectives. Sing resilient rhythm. Eastern Circle. Our roots, our rhythm.
All right, you're welcome back from that very short break. Don't forget, it's still Eastern Circle coming to you all the way right from this very beautiful and wonderful station, Rapid TV. Okay, before we went on that very short break, I think somebody mentioned something about markets and where we're going to be starting. It's been a sort of disturbing trend, should I say, especially when it comes to relocation of markets. It's always like, are we going to survive? Well, what does the government want to make out of this? And it's a general thing all over, especially if you look at a market that has been in a particular location for a very, very long time, and people are already used to it, and you now want to relocate them. And it comes with a whole lot of drama, and people will resist it. People will fight it in different ways. You know why? Because they always say, when you don't understand the thing, you fight it. But when you understand something, you, motives, what are the benefits and all that, you support it. And this time around, this is not the first time it's happening. It has, I think that was during the administration of His Excellency, the Senator T.A. Oji. They tried relocating this ISI market. It generated a lot of views, and they went ahead to build the Ubani market, and which is still on the comatose. I mean, it's not really functioning to its optimum. Now, ISI had been it's one of the, should I say, the oldest markets in UMUAHIA, because it was established during the colonial era. So you can imagine then. And it's more like an epicenter. It was supposed to be the center. It was more like the convergence point for everyone. And because it's basically almost at the center of the city of UMUAHIA. So that's why it's called ISI Gate. And it's more like both entry and everything, beehive of activities. And then, part of the things that the colonial masters did was they had a way of establishing markets along the railways, or where you have where the trains come, their points and all that. Because then if you come in, you buy whatever you need to buy. It's more like an epicenter. So ISI Gate market has been it's an old market located just by at the railway there, and it's been functional. Then the former governor tried pulling them to a different location. They did everything they could, and even succeeded in pulling them. But the people, instead of moving entirely,
it was
they decided to shift. They decided, okay, if you are pushing us out from here, can we just shift to this place? So they shifted to a different location. Now the government looked at it because they're trying to upgrade the face of the capital city. The capital city should be a capital city, and you shouldn't have street markets. And in a major market on the street, it's not supposed to be that. ISI Gate is that particular location. It's now, you have the Abia State, the UMUAHIA bus terminal just there at that place, and then you're having the market there. And the government is saying, no, it's defacing what we are trying to do. We need to take them to a different place. Now, the concern has been, are you building a different market, a new one for them? Or how do you intend to do it? They've tried everything just to make sure that they would pull them to a different location, but it seemed that it wasn't really working. Now the government have decided to say, okay, we are not going to force. We won't force you, because if we want to force it, it might lead to something else. So some people have been like, okay, if you don't force them, they will not move, because our people have a way of acting.
Very, very rebellious set of people.
Do we think it's rebellious? It's just
yes. There's something about this matter we are discussing right now. Markets is something we cannot do with. We cannot do without, definitely. It's something that is a place where should be very convenient for people to go to. It should be somewhere that is also have a sense of opening, visibility and stuff, so that even if your person with no intention of buying can get to enter and buy a thing or two. Now we have this issue of relocation, which is really very unsettling decision from the government for these traders, not just for the traders, of course, for the customers who are already used to, buying stuff from the EC Gates market. Now, these traders, they've stayed at that EC Gate for the very longest time. And there's something about you staying at a place, being used to a particular environment for a very long time. It's usually very scary to step out because it has become like a level of your comfort zone.
It's your comfort zone. So when you're trying to move, you become some things like uncertainty.
Yeah,
Like
you don't know what's waiting for you.
Yeah.
You don't know how would you even adjust to the new market.
Yeah.
And seeing that the place the government wants them to move to is for them to be there temporarily, the Okigwe Park, for them to move there temporarily till they're done with the new main market. That's at Afara here in Abia State. If they're done with it, then they can now move from the Okigwe Park to the Afara. That's a whole lot of movement. Like, it's very, very unsettling. Imagine telling you to move from your house to maybe
particular junction. Just stay there for a while.
yes,
And you have to move from there to a different
to another place where will now be your abode. It's a whole lot of things going on.
Why not let's look at it this way? Maybe the government would say, let's speed up the other market project. Let's speed it up. Let's give you people from now till this particular time. If you're moving, move at once. There's no need, because it will affect business, whether you like it or not.
It will, because people have actually invested a lot into this. This issue of buying and selling, it's a very sensitive topic, I must say, because when it comes to buying and selling, there's a whole lot at stake.
Sure.
There's a whole lot that needs to be considered. Location, the money. I feel like these people, aside that this location, it has become a comfort zone for them. It's a place that people, us, the customers, we're already used to having them, going there to see them. They've established a level of rapport with their existing customers. And now, moving them to another place, they will be like, what is actually like, what's waiting for me there? What would my customers do? What would be the reaction? Would I make money? Imagine being used to making you come out every day and you know that you make from 1,000 to 50,000 a day. Then you're going to a place where you're not even sure you'll be able to make up to 8,000 naira. A whole lot of things.
A whole lot. While you were talking, I just remembered something. Now, remember the other day when we went to the market there.
Yeah.
When we visited them, there was this man I met, and I wanted to buy meat from him. So I tried doing that transaction, because when we went out, I didn't go out with. I didn't know I was going to buy anything anyway. But I realized, okay, we're already in the market. Let me see. Let's get to buy something and stock the house a little bit. So I wanted to do some transaction. I bought some few things with the cash I had. Then I couldn't, because network and all that. So
wow.
It was network anyway. Now I returned back there. Again, I returned. The particular table where I saw that man, I wanted to buy meat. I didn't see him. You understand? So I knew the building, where the front of the building where the man was. It was after I had bought from another person. I was now moving. I now saw the man. In fact, I got angry. I was like, what's your problem? See where your table, he was like, started apologizing. Now I have to say this because this is how unsettling it can be. Imagine if you are used to a particular, I know lots of ladies, lots of people, they have a particular man they buy meat from. Some people have a particular person they have as a customer. If they move and you don't have their number, you understand, that means you either go to the market, start looking for them, or you have to start, getting a new person. So you see, someone probably would lose a customer, either someone I love to buy from, and also someone would also lose me because I would have to look for someone else. There's these other people, they sell rice. I mean, they sell well and all those things. They are very good.
Yeah.
Still at that EC Gate. I like to buy from them. And also groundnuts, because I like to fry my own groundnuts. So I like to buy groundnuts from them. And when I go there, I like the way they take care of it and everything. Now, as you were talking, I just remembered I would need their number.
You would need to go collect your...
Yes, their number. Because if they move, I don't know if they would move. Because most of them are already in some buildings. Like, they're already like in a plaza kind of stuff. So they might not move.
But I know that some of them might still stay where they are, and other people might still want to have an office in those, maybe have a shop in case if you can't come to this place. Because if I'm already in a particular building, and like in a warehouse, like those people are in a warehouse, they sell rice, bags, beans, everything, Gary, everything. So, and they know how to. In fact, if you're buying in cups, if they give you 2 cups and you go back to your house, it's like they are giving you like 4 cups. They are very good. You need to try them out. So I'm just now, thank God, I didn't call them, so I'm not marketing them. So,
Okay.
now the thing is, they are very good. People are always coming there. What would happen to their business? Now, look at other people too. I went to buy something the other day. I wanted to buy ginger. So there is this particular man, ginger, garlic, and all those stuff. The guy is an Hausa man. I now went to the first shop. Because after I bought from the guy, I now saw the guy normally buy all these hibiscus, flour, all those stuff from Choco and all that. It was now later, I was like, Alhaji, what happened? You were inside, I didn't see you. Now, I'm trying to just pose it. If these people move, what will happen? You have to move to the first place, and then after
there's another second place,
to another phase. I think it's a whole lot of movement, but then
disruption of pattern, because this is actually a pattern. There's something about disrupting a pattern. If you actually want to disrupt something that it's a pattern, it will take a whole lot of aside maybe using force, but a level of understanding. Let everybody, they call it divide and conquer, right? Where everybody, you come together, make them understand that, okay, the cons are actually lesser than the pros. There is a lot to benefit. This UMUAHIA is a capital city, and that spot where the market is a very sensitive spot. It's a place where it should be very beautiful. Like, I mean, when people enter the capital city, it should actually give off the capital city energy and not looking all tacky, dirty.
And also someone's street. So you can imagine it's most of those buildings. It's the same thing if you go to other places like Aba and all that.
Yes.
That particular place, it's residential. Most of the buildings where these people have some of the shops, actually where people are supposed to be staying. But it has been converted to market. That's part of the thing that also contributes to high rates of rents. Like if you come to Aba, you come to the business, the central business, like Azikiwe Road, some of those areas, you now see that most of those places where it's supposed to be the areas that are residential, some people will travel to China, travel to some places, bring in goods, and they would come and take over a particular building. And they will eject people living there because they would raise the price. They use buildings where normal rooms where people stay as parking stores. You understand? So because if someone comes to you right now, you're paying like 10 naira here, and someone brings in a good and say, I'm looking for parking store. I want to take over like 5 rooms and then convert it to my parking store. I'm going to give you 15,000 or 15 naira. Instead of the person paying 10 naira, or I'll give you 20 naira, you look at it as a good business. You understand? You want to evict those people and then have those. So this is part of the problem that we have. And having some of these markets in residential areas causes some of this. So if we have them in a different place, it actually solves a problem. Now, the government also said that they would want to initiate this light train. They want to reintroduce train system in Abia State. UMUAHIA precisely. So that particular place we have the market, it's actually the rail, and they need to move. But then we'll just look at the development. Yes, what the government wants to do is okay.
They do have the mind of the people at heart. It's a beautiful plan and development. And of course, when it finally becomes a reality, you see everybody will start adjusting.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we'll start loving it, because I can believe, I can remember the time that we're still making plans towards the UMUAHIA bus terminal.
Yeah.
Eradicating those salesperson, vendors littered around the road. It was a whole lot. It felt like we're actually doing them a kind of bad.
You're happy. Everyone. When
Yeah,
you see the terminal, you're like,
it was
wow,
looking like
this
we are
is-
putting them at disadvantage. Like people, these are people who are actually less privileged. They don't actually have a second resort or second opinion. But now everybody is celebrating it.
Okay.
Everybody is excited that we have it now. So removing this market at ISI Gate, is it a beautiful idea? Yes, it's a beautiful idea. And I am sure we're going to love it. But the process of bringing it to reality, is it going to be very hard? It's going to be very difficult.
Like that, it's not
And I would love to point that out. If this would really be a reality, I would appreciate it if it's taken up seriously, and not be a case where when the time of TA Orji, like you have mentioned, that they were instructed to move to Ubani market. I can remember, I know someone who was actually selling at ISI Gate that moved to Ubani. And after a while, it seems like they didn't take it seriously. They didn't enforce that rule seriously. And slowly, the vendors started returning to ISI Gate. And now those people who sincerely and obediently moved to Ubani are regretting it. Because at the end of the day, customers are no longer coming to Ubani markets. People are still now coming back to ISI Gate. Meaning that maybe now that we want to relocate them to somewhere else, they might think it will be a case of that Ubani, and people wouldn't really obey.
But there's a difference here. The difference with this one, we have a video.
Yeah.
We're still going to.
Yeah, we're going to look at it soon.
Now, but before that, part of Ubani seems to be very bad, and it's not entirely a residential. It's a community. It's outskirts, and you also need to look at transportation. You look at a whole lot of things. Now, would you want me to travel to Ubani, as far as Ubani market, just to go and stop for Saturday, maybe what I'm going for soup and all that? It won't work, because definitely I would not want to go there. If I calculate the transportation money and the risk there, that road, it's more like an express. I am not supposed to just go buy some things, and I have to travel that far because I want to go buy something. So one of the things it will do is it will give boost to street markets. Because some other markets like Orioba market, most of them, if they are not moved, the attention will be channeled there. Now, what the government would have done is to look at a way of upgrading that Ubani market. Ubani market, people are still there. Like, that's where you see people sell like foams, some big things like plastic, some other big stuff comes to Ubani market. But then, if you
the market there is slow.
It's very slow. We've been there. It's we've seen things there. It's really a very slow pace. And this particular place, the government wants to move these people. The only difference there is that it's still within the town, so people can still get.
But it's not in town. You know, there's something special about that ISI Gate, and that thing is, no matter where you're going to, or let's not say no matter the majority of places you want to go to, you would definitely
ISI Gate.
Which is a beautiful one, you know, very convenient. I would even love it. Aside that, the intention of the government is very beautiful, to not deface the state, the capital city, of course, and also to maintain the rail, to make it look better. I would really love it if there is something like, if there is still a market there.
A market.
But maybe we can have a building that looks more organized, structured.
Who will run the building? Is it the government?
The government, they will have to find a way around it. But there should be like a market, even if it's something small, something manageable, something moderate, and not something maybe being like a main market that will end up making it look so dirty.
I'm not thinking the way you are looking at it, because most of them don't buy from the regular market. So they are not even looking at it. Most times, people will think like the regular people on the street. You understand? There are regular people in the street who moves around. They have these, they interface with people. They have daily encounters with their board. Most of these people who are trying to come up with this initiative, they don't do that. There was this particular time I was in the market there. I saw this particular chief protocol officer to the governor, and he's been serving. He has served previous governors. So I saw him. I'm like, chief. So we agreed. They're like, in the enter market, he said, the enter market regularly come buy something. So he was just moving around buying. Where I came to buy to, the two of us, we stood there talking, and he was buying. He was like, at the come market, I have to come to market and buy what I will eat now.
Wow.
So you see, but most of the other people don't come to market. They send they send people. But do they want to do the right thing? Is the capital city yet? But then they should also look at a whole lot of things, the movement and the movement. Okay, so let's look at the video that we have, and we'll be right back.
Well, if I'm to say for my own personality, that is my own impact, my own intake, going to that Okigwe Park, to me, and few others that have reacted to the news, at least we felt bad from the hearing, because one, it will affect the customers. Your customers got to reduce, and it's just like you're starting afresh to build up the business again. So, to me, from the onset, I didn't like it.
The issue is that this place is not convenient for traders and even those buying from them. Even though it's closer to me, but I prefer them going to that place because this place is just, let me just say, it's at the center of the town. It's at the center of the town. It's market supposed not to be here, so it's preferable moving them down to Afara.
This is ancient market. You understand? Even the past government tried, but the spirit is here. Do you understand? That main spirit, the ancient spirit, the market is being here. And you understand? And the bake precisely. His score head is in this market. So to remove this place, on no account, government should remove this ancient market because it has been existing before now. So removing it to the, even as you can see, the main market, the main capital market that is being removed to the urban is not supposed to go to urban. You understand? Where that main capital market is supposed to be is towards Ibeku side. That is the main capital. That is the main central, UMUAHIA central. Any market that you want to put without putting it inside Ibeku, definitely it won't work out.
It's not about moving to Okigwe Park. The problem is, if they're going to keep us one place, let them keep us. It's not today. They will not. Today they will ask us to go to Okigwe. Tomorrow they will not ask us to go to another different place. It's not good. If they want to keep us at that place, let them leave us there. If they want to take us there, if they want to take us to Afara, let them keep us to Afara. It's not changing us. You know, we have already beat customers here. Tomorrow they not ask us to go to Okigwe Park. After some months, they not ask us to go to Afara. It's not good now. Anywhere that you think that you keep us, that we are going to stay permanently, let him keep us there.
Welcome back from that very short break. You've seen that video, of course, and you see we got to speak to some of the traders and the head of the market who you could see they were not exactly so excited about this whole relocation, but the deed has to be done. We need to still welcome this development because at the end of the day, it's a beautiful idea that the government have for the people indeed. Well, Esquire, there's something one of the people said that actually stood out for me. Yeah. He said that this ISI gate is a spirit. He said, I've forgotten his name, but yeah, we'll still refer back to that video. He said there is a spirit, a market spirit in this ISI gate that should not be moved to another site. That this place is like a born market. That there's something about the ISI gate market and should not be entirely eradicated. It's still the same. I didn't mention about spirit when I was trying to make my point, but I feel like we shouldn't entirely remove the market. There should be something little, maybe nothing as serious as having meat, like an abattoir there, but something like tomatoes, having provision stores around, like to just be able to get emergency food stuff. It should still be there and not be entirely removed. Don't you agree with me?
Yeah, I think it's not going to be an individual thing. Like if I have a shop there, I mean, not like I'm on the street. If I have a particular shop, like there's a building and I rented a shop there, I can still sell my stuffs. The government will not say this market because people sell in a different street. I have a shop and it's in a building, I'm not on the street. You understand? So it's a different thing. If people are into that, most people would still return it, they can still sell. But you see those other people that sell like meats and all that with just small style, that's where the problem is. They are the ones that would move. But except you also want to look at this, at the center of the road, is divided. That's where you have like those people that were selling goats, like those people you see, the major people at the center, where you have the rail stop.
Yeah.
Except the government wants to maintain that. But Eastgate will always be Eastgate. The reason I'm saying that is, it's still going to be a sort of an AP center because you have the bus terminal. Anyone that wants to go to park, that wants to go to anywhere will still come to Eastgate.
Yeah.
Eastgate is still where it's more like still going to be a convergence point for if you want to travel, you will still get to Eastgate and then navigate your way to the park. So that bus terminal is still going to be a beehive of activities. Now you're still going to find all those people there. But the thing, I know a lot of people, it's unsettling. Another thing that it will also do for government is that it will harmonize tax. Because in the area of taxation, it will bring those people in an enclosed place so they know who is who. They can even give you numbers, because we see this where we have this a porous system. This person will come and collect 200 naira from the people who are selling there in the street, and then another group will come, another group. So when they are together, I think they would be harmonized. And then when people come to collect this thing, But you see sometimes these people will come and they will even threaten, if you don't bring it, we'll chase you away from here. They believe most times is their community or is their street or is their this. But when they are in an enclosed place, they would have, like now, in that market, they don't have a central chairman somehow. And
they have chairmen for different subsectors of the market.
They are supposed to be centralized. We have one chairman. It might interest you to know, I remember the time we went to that Obani market, we asked of the chairman, and we were told that the chairman of Obani Market is at Eastgate. I think that he has a sort of a proxy.
Make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense because he's not seeing business at that Obani. So he had to come either to Eastgate or the other one of Ori, is it Oriogu, or is it Orioba? I think.
Yeah, Orioba.
Yeah, so he had to come there. So that's where he sells. So he operates from there.
There's something I would also want to point out, which is very beautiful. The traders, they are not really so against the idea, but their major concern is having to move, of course, and moving them from one place to another. But they would want the government to give them a more permanent area to stay, and also to give them time. If maybe after the election, then they can start discussing the relocation once again. But wanting them to relocate at this very moment is going to be very difficult for them. However, do we need that relocation? I put it to you, we sincerely need that relocation so that the state capital will end up looking very beautiful. Esquire, would you want us to look at the comments quickly?
Yeah, we'll have to. Let's just look at the comment, and because we have lots of, I guess, few beautiful comments.
Okay, so before we look at the comments, there's something I want to even find out from you, Esquire. This whole market relocation, I learned we're moving temporarily to Okigwe Park, then to Afara. Would you say it's a convenient area for you to go to? Because you are a family-oriented man, and you love the matters of the kitchen.
Yeah, I've actually looked at, if you look at that Afara going to, the first place is the Okigwe Park. When you get to that, what is it called? When you get to gates, except you have to, maybe you need to get a keke that takes you direct to the market there. But then when you get to Eastgate, you have to still navigate your way, except you're driving. You have to still navigate your way. Most times, because of the way things are, we don't even encourage people to drive. You understand, going to the market. So if you have a car, it's better you have a keke because you don't even have where to park.
Okay.
So I think for me, it won't be that easy because when you get to that junction, you have to walk down to the place.
Do you know, I've heard your plight. Do you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to have a special market just for you where you will shop from somewhere very close to your house. I will get it sorted out.
You see what will happen. You see what will happen. Most people will calculate when they make the calculation, they would either want to go to Orioba, or most people coming from Umudike might just take the stress and stop at Aheke.
anywhere
That's why I
you
say
find
it might
you didn't
host
fit,
some things. But if
yeah,
you want to buy meat or some larger stuff, you
you'll
go
have
there.
to go
But
to the
some
meat
little
market.
stuff you just buy around.
Okay, we have this coming from Ojimba. Ojimba, what a lovely name indeed. He said some can go to Okigwe Park. That's where the government is actually advising the traders to go to, while some will move to Aba Park. Ochendo Coastal Bus Park can take some to. Other places include Amuzuku Mini Market and Abia Line Park are good places. There will be a whole lot of markets going on. However, this Okigwe Park is not an entirely a bad opinion, but the problem I have with that side is it's actually very small. It won't be able to accommodate all the traders we have selling at ISI Gate. So I think if they could actually move to other markets like the Oruba, if there's a market at Amuzuku, they should just find somewhere to move to. So if you can find space at Okigwe Park, fine. Find a space for yourself. If you can move to Amuzuku, beautiful. However, you really need to leave ISI Gate.
But then it's going to be instead of some people will move to what is that, Okigwe Park, maybe some other people to Amuzuku. It's going to be a serious division. I'm even talking about Ochendo Park and the other one of that place is not good when it rains. It's not really a very nice place to have a market, and they don't have the facilities to host a market.
Okay, we have this very responsible, yes, very reasonable comment from Hugo Builder's Nest. I don't know if I pronounced that name correctly. However, I'll say what he said. I believe because of the new bus terminal that is about to be open to the public, leaving traders scattered all over the front of the terminal would deface the beautiful edifice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I believe the best thing is to move some people to Okigwe Park. The remaining traders that will be left not accommodated will also be temporarily moved into the inner roads before and around Kano Street, Eket, etc. It's unfortunate that the new market isn't ready at this time to move them all at once to the permanent site. Government needs to analyze this temporary displacement probably and apologize for the inconvenience caused before our detractors will capitalize on it for election APC topic.
Okay, it has gone political, which is not supposed to. I think he was already making some very beautiful statements.
Yeah, to it.
Before he now went
which is actually his opinion is valid too,
yes,
because actually I got to speak to one of the traders who said, Alex Oti, Shebi will vote for you in 2020.
That's a blackmail. That's a blackmail. And
allow us to stay there.
I don't like the blackmail. That's one of the things that people normally do when the government likes, let's say, maybe this issue of stopping tricycle moving at a particular time or so. The most time they have a way of politicizing it. For me, I don't think it's right. Even if you want to move them to the other adjoining streets, no one would want to move. Because if I wouldn't want to move from ISI Gate to the Okigwe Market, when I know that other people are moving inside the street, I would definitely want to move inside the streets.
So you enjoy the benefits.
I would say that the government should move them, except those people who are already having shops and who wouldn't want to move out. But those people along the street, those people that use styles, just put up trampolines and what do they call that, umbrellas, they would definitely move for sure. And those other people who are comfortable in a particular place, I think those people can continue, except you want to have branch maybe in one of those places. But for the movement,
it's going to happen definitely. Well, there's been no set date for the movement, but of course we are still waiting to have an official statement from the governor and the government of Abia State. Well, we'll be going on this very short break, of course, before we move over to our next topic for today, all the way down to Owerri. Please don't go anywhere. All right, good.
All right, you're welcome back from that very, very short break. Before we went on that very short break, we were looking at, the development in UMUAHIA, Abia State capital, what it has to do with the market. Okay, overall, we have to go to the place they used to call the enjoyment city, the city of UMUAHIA. Now, when you talk about UMUAHIA, you talk about Imo State. When you talk about, jollification, that kind of thing. Imo State in the southeast, give it to them. They know how to do it. So, where we used to have commissioner for enjoyment and
the rest. I really must give a big shout out to the beautiful state, Eastern State of
I don't know what it is.
Okay, so we have this beautiful story from Owerri, Imo State. Something nice is happening in the digital ecosystem. Now, recently, the governor of Imo State, Honorable His Excellency Hope Uzodimma, has just recently inspected the ongoing Imo Digital Center project in Owerri. Now, this project is part of the broader plan to position the state as a technology-driven hub, which the governor made mention during his inspection. Now, this project is coming out of the Skill Up Imo initiative, a program already focused on digital skill development. I mean, this is one of the skill development projects that most of us here we've been looking forward to. People in Imo State, the youth in Imo State. We are in Nigeria where we have issues of unemployment. People, you when you're done with your higher institution education, you are wondering what next, what waits for you, what should you do? You can see that you're not actually having visible job to do with visible jobs to hop on once you've graduated. But now we are having this beautiful initiative right in the beautiful state of Imo, where people will now be able to go and acquire some specific tech skill, which I am Esquire, we might have to jump on. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think it's a very beautiful one. We would consider looking at that, and it's a very beautiful one. And for me, it's not just for Imo State, because I'm also seeing people from other southeastern states, but it's a great initiative, because one of the things is it's going to capture the youths, get them engaged, empower them, and it's coming at the right time. This is, they call it the jet age, computer age, and a whole lot of things. Information technology seem to be what is on board right now, and this will also engage the youth. The only thing I am praying is let them not get into this to the extent where maybe we'll start having having people use it for the wrong reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that this whole initiative is going to feature a space where young people will gather, whether young, let me not just say young people, if you're interested in acquiring a specific tech skill, you'll be able to come around and learn a specific tech skill depending on your area of interest. It's also going to be a space where people will have access to mentorship, startups will be built, and of course, lots of opportunities and networking. And imagine an opportunity where you have to learn a skill where you can be anywhere to work for a big company, whether in the US, in London, in Paris, wherever. It's a beautiful thing, Esquire.
Yeah, indeed, it's a beautiful thing. And I believe this is just the era, looking at the digital age that we are in. So it's mostly going to be a beautiful empowerment. I'm not just looking at people here who are in Imo State. I'm also looking at South Easterners, because so many people will start coming in and to get trained, and it will really go a long way. I'm only praying that people don't turn it into
and start. We really need to ask the question of, will this be accessible even to an average person? Hope it won't be hijacked by the people who actually
the thing is
operating and managing the
most time we might not really be able to rule that out. The other aspect I'm looking at is when you learn, use it for something very legit. So you don't just get into maybe learn and then you now start turning into a way of trying to defraud people, get into what is not necessary. And I also heard that they will be looking at a lot of things like, assembling gadgets, gadgets in that place. And it's really going to be, these are some of the things we see in China, even in Japan. And we they used to say that their kids even assemble the phones that we use and all that.
Code.
So if we have that around here, it's also going to mean that
So
like
that's the interest of investors.
investors, the young people, instead of whiling away on the street, people will start doing something. So I also will call on schools to also get involved. Like if you have some of these young people graduating, leaving maybe SS3 or a particular class, have a way of even have a sort of a connection, have a relationship with the school. You can once in a while take your pupil, take the students to the ICT center, let them have a kind of an exchange stuff. Let's have the exposure. It will get to
like a workshop.
Yes, a workshop. It will get to a point by the time they're leaving school or during their long vac or something, they've already started having a picture of what their holiday will be like. They're already having a picture of what the little time they have before getting into higher institution, what they can do. And it would also get to a point where you might start having people not even get to higher institution. Because if you want to get into a particular stuff, and maybe you want to go do like all this Java, Oracle stuff, and all these big time ICT stuff, you might not really have time to start going to university. Just go to some of these ICT hub, these centers, and they train you.
Yeah,
You
I
get
won't
into
even,
what you
I
want
don't
to do.
even say whether you're going to have time or not, but you will have you will have different options.
Yeah.
You will have different things you can actually do to make money, because we are even in the world where there's so much money in tech. The world has actually gone digital. So everyone now is trying to leverage on media, digital skills and tech and whatnot. It's a beautiful one indeed. Well, why don't we take a look at this amazing, beautiful project that is ongoing in Imo State? Let's see.
All right, you're welcome back from that very wonderful timeout. You can see the video, a very laudable project, and I tell you, this is very, very commendable here in Southeast. You know, I know Pisama will be like, yeah, it's in our Imo State, Imo State, don't worry, it's in our own Southeast. And it's opening
for everybody.
It's actually for everybody. Thank you for not being stingy.
Even if you're in Southeast or you're not in Southeast, it's open to everybody. I believe so.
It's actually open for everyone.
At the end of the day, it's one Nigeria.
Yes, for Nigeria.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and for the good of everyone.
So we quickly look at the comments we have on that note. So this one is from Platinomix Amobi. He said, government, if there are ways they can hand them over to some private companies to manage and not government managing it, they will just destroy and loot everything in less than no time. I told you something about, or rather in our previous episode, we made mention of when initiatives like this come up, there should be maybe a private sector handling it, seeing to the day-to-day activities and not just maybe leaving it to the government, because I believe that the government is saddled with a whole lot of responsibilities. And when maybe we give this, we delegate this responsibility to a private sector, they'll be more intentional about it. We cannot undermine that thing about having a system being controlled by a private sector.
If we still have the right person, like we have the Ministry of maybe ICT, Ministry of Science and Technology, and then you have someone who it's maybe ICT department or something. All they need is to have a structure. One of the reasons we think that is when you don't have a good structure and system, it kills things. But if they have a good structure, administrative structure, and a good structure and a system that is workable, that works, something that is viable, realistic, and all that, it can. Now, let's look at government. If you want to remove the government and bring in private sector, let's look at what's the essence. Why was that place established? Is it is it to generate income? Because when you bring in private sector, you need to look at what the terms of the agreement, the contract, will they charge people for it? Because to maintain it, you need to charge people. Now, if that's not the essence of the whole thing, the government need to have a sort of a system that continues, maybe a subvention that would always come in and have that place managed. But another side of it is to have a consultant. If you bring in a private sector, it's a good one. But you can, if the whole initiative is not to generate income for the government, what they need to have is maybe to have a consultant or to have someone who would come in and say, okay, how can we generate income and maintain this place there, the products?
For something like this to actually really thrive, it shouldn't be entirely free. They should be able to make a level of financial commitment, even if it's something as little as getting a form.
It will as something as
registering, paying for your registration.
That one can go. I can take that one, but the government can also make it free, entirely free. It doesn't cost anything to really make it free if they want to. I know it gets to a point we might say, okay, let the government get a little, or when you pay more attention to it. But someone can people still go to school after paying huge amount of school fees. They still don't go for lectures. So the only thing is, if the government wants to empower people and they really want to have this, we have money in this country. If we know countries where people go to school, free education. They don't pay anything. They don't even buy form.
It used to be a thing in States.
Then it used to be during the administration of Erocha Sokot. So we can actually have it. You can build an ICT that kind of structure and then have people come in there and learn free of charge. And all you need to do is you can actually learn it, fill a form, and there would be sort of an aptitude test. There will be a test. So that if you have part-time, maybe we are taking this number of persons. You understand? So you have to take a test.
The selection is by cohorts. Right now, they just concluded the registration for cohorts 4. and we're looking forward to cohort 5. So which means it's actually free, Esquire.
That's the initiative. It's part of what the government has to do to give back to the people. Everything must not be paid for. But then what I would be say if to say, I know they have that. If they produce phones, computers, all these stuffs, they sell. Maybe they when they sell it, export some of those, whatever money they make from there, they use it to maintain the center. So I think it's also part of what they should have done.
Yes, and of course, we won't just celebrate the vision. We are also looking at the execution of this massive vision, not just for Imo State, but also for Southeast as a whole. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on this very special edition of Eastern Circle. We're really looking forward to seeing you on our next edition. Make sure you stay good, stay sharp, stay well educated and informed. I remain P. Soma, Lewis, and
Bono, Ike Esquire. Do have you a very beautiful day. See you on next edition.
Before the headlines, before the borders, there was a region built on vision. A land where bronze spoke history, where harvest meant unity and tradition shaped identity. Leadership was earned. Order was sacred. Education was a foundation. Through conflict and sacrifice, the Eastern spirit endured. Today, the story continues. New voices, new perspectives, same resilient rhythm. Eastern Circle, our roots, our rhythm.